And welcome back to Northern Kentucky Magazine on ICN6. I'm Nancy James, and I'm joined by a gentleman named Brian Calkins, who runs an outfit called Health Style Fitness. And Sandy had this great idea. She thought it would be a good idea if we would talk about how it could behoove both partners in a relationship if you would both exercise and feel better, and it would help stimulate your yeah, that's what Sandy thought we would talk about today. But Brian and I thought, I don't know. I'm feeling a little uncomfortable talking about my sex drive with you, Brian. It's just one of those things. But I would like to talk about a personal trainer, wanting a personal trainer, needing a personal trainer. Do people come to you because they want somebody to help them stay with it? Do they want a cheerleader? Do they want somebody more knowledgeable than them in all these areas, or all of the above?
I think all of the above. I think people are looking first for accountability. People have tried exercise on their own, and until they find a reason to show up, they're spending the money, so that's a good reason to show up, but also they develop a relationship with their trainer, and their trainer is counting on them. They don't want to let their trainer down, so they're showing up 2 and 3 times a week. So I think accountability, knowledge is very important. We see often people are trying things at the gym, and maybe they're not getting the most benefit from the time that they invest. So a trainer can really pinpoint them in the right direction from an exercise standpoint. And
you approach it from all angles. The health angle for you is the most important, because that's how you've been trained. You are an athlete, so you have all that in mind as well. And like you say, the accountability, you can say, come on, Nance, I know it's tough, but just give me 5 more of those. And
yes. I think also there's a social aspect to it. We're talking, and often if we're having some fun and we're engaged in good conversation, people don't realize how hard they're actually working. So there's that aspect as well, a social aspect that just helps people follow through. When you're at home, a lot of people are exercising in their basements, and it's just not the same feeling. They're by themselves, they might feel a little lonely, they don't know exactly how challenging they should challenge themselves. So the social aspect is big as well, I think.
And you and I were talking off camera about how if you don't enjoy your workout, you're not going to stay with it. I hate my elliptical. And I said to you, I'd much rather dance down in the basement. And you said, that's great. That's great exercise. Find what you love to do and incorporate a workout with that. Like as a former athlete, you do that usual warm-up or your old warm-up as part of your routine.
Exactly right. My personal routine involves a lot of replicating what we did in soccer, because that connects me to my athletic days, my youth days, and there's just something really enjoyable about that. We also do an adventure boot camp only for women, and it's just tremendously popular. And I think we get 50 ladies in a room, they're all talking to each other, working hard, and the hour goes by very, very quickly. They don't realize how hard they're working. And the changes in their energy, their health, their bodies is just amazing. So we know they're putting in the work, but it doesn't feel like work.
When someone, who's your typical client? When someone comes to you and says, do they usually approach you with a goal? And is it usually a weight loss goal, or is it more of a health goal?
I would say everybody has unique and different goals, but by far the one that's always in common, almost everybody says, I want to lose weight. They might say, I need to tone the back of my arms or my inner thighs, whatever it may be, but usually it's either I want to get healthy, I want to feel better, but weight loss is sort of that common denominator.
And you make us stick to our guns, don't you?
Yes, we do. We make you show up. We have penalties if you don't.
You mentioned that, I mentioned that you write for the Pulse of Cincinnati. What type of what is the subject of your columns when you do put these out?
It's all exercise related. I like to share the latest research, and I like to share things that will empower the readers to get moving. Hopefully, my goal is that afternoon after they read the article. But things on cardiovascular exercise, ways to make fitness more enjoyable, how to do strength training properly. If we continue to follow the same routine day after day after day, that's a lot better than sitting home on the couch. But our bodies get adapted to that very quickly after 3 to 4 weeks. So we need to continually change the routine around, and a lot of my articles are about that. Let's change things around, let's do something different for the next few weeks and watch your body change with it.
I teased at the beginning of the segment about how I didn't want to talk about how exercise can affect your sex drive, but what it affects is your self self-esteem. And I think if you feel good about yourself, if you feel good about the way that you look on the outside and your body is functioning on the inside, you're going to be a better talk host. You're going to be a better salesperson, a better bank teller. You'll be better at whatever you do, including what you do after hours.
Very true, very true. There's a lot of research that suggests and shows that consistent exercise, eating the right foods consistently, we don't have to be perfect, but consistently doing some sort of exercise increases not only our sex drive, but our desire to have special time with our significant other.
Right.
We all know that exercise helps us feel better physically. It also helps us feel better emotionally, mentally. We clear out those cobwebs that tend to build up when we're in a high stress environment. If you look at our culture, we have a tremendous amount of stress, lots of demands, and when we are under stress for a period of time, our bodies secrete cortisol. Cortisol is a known sex drive killer, so to speak. On the flip side, when we're exercising consistently, the body's secreting the feel-good hormones, serotonin and dopamine, and keeping the cortisol in balance. So if we're feeling good about ourselves, just like you said, we're more apt to want to share special time with our significant other.
And we can look better with our clothes on and even better with our clothes off. I mean, that just stands to reason to me. We're going to see exactly what he takes his clients through at his Health Style Fitness when he brings his assistant Tessa along with him to demonstrate for you today just a little bit of the routines that Brian Calkins offers his clients. Loved this conversation. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We'll be back with more on Northern Kentucky Magazine, ICN 6.